Now, as you might imagine, many U.S. farmers are worried at this moment about losing their biggest export market. Get this, China spent more than $24 billion last year on U.S. agricultural products such as beef, chicken, corn, and other crops. CBS News national correspondent Lana Zak joins us now live from Iowa City in Iowa to talk more about this. Lana, great to see you. As we heard from Anna, it seems as though the off-ramp to avoiding these tariffs has been missed. So what does that mean for farmers where you are and in the Midwest at what they will be hit with here in the short term?
Well, Errol, as you know, I've been crisscrossing all through the Midwest, talking to people from various professions about how they're affected. They are all concerned at this moment. And as Caitlin mentioned, Senator Chuck Grassley from here in Iowa is proposing this legislation to try and give members of Congress greater control over trade policy, in part because of what we're hearing from farmers. Take a listen to one farmer that CBS spoke with.
I just feel like he's being very heavy-handed, a little bit sloppy maybe with how some of these things are put into place without a lot of thought and detail. I think the government definitely needed to be pared back. Like, obviously our government spending is way out of control, but I don't think where he's focusing his time and energy is really going to move the needle any as far as deficit reduction.
So the interesting thing, Errol, is that people are expressing to me concern about these tariffs, but people who supported President Trump in the last election, and many of them are farmers, still say that they are optimistic, that they still support the president, even if they don't support these tariffs.
Yeah, that's really interesting, Lana. And I know that in addition to crisscrossing throughout the Midwest, you also spent time recently on the Canadian side of the U.S.-Canada border. You saw a lot of Canadian pride in a lot of their products, like cars, for example, at a dealership. I'm wondering if you've been in contact with those folks still, and if there's any update on how they feel about how things have progressed.
Well, for car dealers, the cars that they already have on the lot are unaffected because they've already come in. It is more of a concern for those new cars, the new cars that come in the summertime. And we're just a few months away from that. They have no idea right now how much those cars are going to increase in price, how much they are going to be able to stomach. And it's interesting because you mentioned the car dealership in Canada that had all the Canadian flags up, really tapping into that Canadian pride. I've also been to several car dealerships here in the U.S., here in Iowa, in a small car dealership in Kimball, Minnesota. They have less of the like, let's go America pride in this, and greater amounts of concern about how this is going to affect their businesses, because ultimately they are counting on trying to be able to float this tenuous situation until they can get themselves sort of on steady ground. But just as an aside, a really interesting point, I spoke with somebody who was trying to buy a car, and they were told that that car has been back ordered, and they would not know the price of that car until it came off of the line and was delivered to them. That's just how uncertain things are.
Imagine that, needing a car and not knowing the price, and the dealership can't tell you just yet. Just one aspect of how people's lives are changing. Lana Zak, great to see you.